You may think these images were taken during the Dust Bowl in 1935, but in reality, this is Lake Thunderbird in 2012. Recent rainfall has increased the lake level here at Lake Thunderbird, but as you've just seen, it's not always like this. Drought is nothing new to the US, especially the Great Plains region. So what causes it, and how can we lessen its impact on us during more extreme conditions?
Okay, so what is drought? There are three distinct classifications of drought: meteorological, agricultural, and hydrological. Meteorological drought is a shortage of precipitation over a period of time when compared to normal precipitation. This drought initiates the resulting turmoil of hydrological and agricultural droughts. Agricultural drought stems from meteorological drought. When there is less precipitation, there is less water in the soil for plants to thrive. Though much of the farmland in the Great Plains is irrigated, there are vast areas of vegetation that do not have a steady flow of water. Whether you believe it or not, plants actually are major contributors to the atmosphere's moisture content. So once this drought ensues, it only makes the meteorological drought worse. Finally, hydrological drought is a shortage of surface and ground moisture. This type of drought is the most difficult to overcome, as it takes extreme amounts of water to resupply reservoirs and lakes used for everything by everything.
In meteorology, the low-level jet is a current of air found in the lower atmosphere that, when positioned from southeast to northwest, pumps rich Gulf moisture into the Central Plains area. However, if this jet loses its intensity or is displaced for any reason, this moisture is gone, leaving the Great Plains high and dry. Another major contributor, and what's been behind some of the more prolific droughts in American history, has been the changes in sea surface temperatures and their connections to the atmosphere. Sea surface temperature changes in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans will change the upper level air pattern over the United States, and in the case of drought, will cause a large area of subsidence or sinking motion, which will prevent any large-scale rain events from occurring, prolonging the dry conditions.
There are many negative impacts of a severe Great Plains drought on a grand scale. Lack of precipitation for agriculture degrades the land and negatively impacts the efficiency of cost for food as well as for production.
Another devastating effect of drought in the Great Plains are wildfires. This road in Norman, Oklahoma may look peaceful today, but in August of 2012 it was a completely different scene. The lack of moisture combined with high winds can be deadly with just one spark. With the fire going, the destruction it leaves behind is devastating.
Drinking water has become a valuable commodity, of which most of the Western world is taken for granted. A rising population and greater demand for agricultural practice in the Great Plains is draining water sources faster than they are being replenished.
So what can be done to prevent another dust bowl and to reduce the impact of future droughts? One of the most effective methods is simply planning ahead, developing contingency plans as well as adding additional infrastructure for water storage and water capture. Additionally, conservation plans in affected areas can help reduce water usage and shorten the duration of future droughts.
Starting in the 80s, generations at the time became accustomed to having an abundance of water. This concept of not having to worry about water shortages has been passed on to generations in the present day.
The impact this has on society is the long-term inevitability of running out of available drinking water, and in the meantime finding sustainable sources. We're already experiencing this issue, as back in 2012, Oklahoma City had to take water from a lake 60 miles away. In conclusion, we've covered what drought is, what causes drought, and the effects of drought. We're hoping that you take all the information that we've covered and think about it the next time that you decide to leave the water running.